Okay.
Welcome to the Spring 2023 Chemical Engineering Graduation Ceremony. Today we celebrate 111 students who are receiving their Bachelor's of Science in Chemical Engineering, and it's great to see so many of you here. Penn State first offered classes in chemical engineering in 1924. So you have just taken your classes during the 100th year that we have been teaching chemical engineering here at Penn State. You are joining a long tradition of Penn State excellence in our field. Penn State leads the United States in the number of chemical engineering degrees granted. I say that fact often because you can't actually look up the data, but we have done chemical engineering large since chemical engineering existed. Our students have gone on to optimize and invent numerous products and processes. We have led major companies in significant initiatives. We have taught others the guiding fundamentals of transport, thermodynamics, and kinetics, and made wonderful discoveries in applications ranging from energy, pharmaceuticals, agricultural, and chemical products. You will add to these significant contributions because you have demonstrated the talent and hard work to make it through the most difficult college majors. And though 100 years of 100 years of Penn State students have made it through chemical engineering courses, but I'm not sure many of them had to fathom leaving freshman year or sophomore year to go through virtual education. So this class made it through something none of those others have had to do. Despite this, you have a broad foundation in chemistry, biology, physics. You mastered 4 semesters of calculus, and then you applied that to a wide variety of areas of chemical engineering in your coursework. So today's program, so you have your program. Today's program is in front of you. We will celebrate first the many honors, awards, and service contributions of our students. We will then hear thoughts of 2 student speakers and 1 guest alum, distinguished alum who will give a speech. And then we will call out all 111 names individually and ask you to come to the front to receive a gift from the department and from our American Institute of Chemical Engineers. Tonight you will go to a ceremony where they will read the same 111 names squeezed into a very long ceremony and ask you not to applaud when each name is called. Today you can get tired applauding for 111 people. So please feel free as we call your names to celebrate your friends and family's graduation. To get us started, we have Professors Stephanie and Daryl Belgal will come to the front to call out the honor, or recognize the honors, awards, and service contributions of our students. So please.
Okay, we have a number of awards and people to call out, so why don't we get to it. Schreier's Honors College graduates: Thomas Butts, Daniela Vicario, Michael Hook, Ethan Fortuna, Abby Collar, Melissa Metzger, Wezi Mangandari, Alex Sweet, and Joyce Yin. Please stand up. Please stand up if I call your name. Okay, the AICG officers. There are a lot of names on here. I'm just going to have you stand up if you're part of this. I will recognize Ria and Mahek as presidents, AICG officers. Everybody on this list stand up. If you're on this list, stand up. OXE. President Joyce Yin, but everybody on this list, stand up, please. Instructional assistants and graders in chemical engineering. Long list here, lots of help from our undergrads in our classes. All of you, stand up. Awards. So I teach the senior design course. We have two projects in it. The first project is one in which the students go through in a lot of detail. This year we were designing processes to produce sodium hydroxide and chlorine. And the Eagleton Award winner for that project number 1 was team number 7. Team number 7, if you would stand up. Anthony, Derek, Carter, Kayla, Abby, and a superb process flow diagram, great calculations, accurate, did a great job. Gary and I had a lot of work to go through all these and to choose these. There were a lot of great projects and probably several that could have won. We had to pick one, so there it was. Project number 2 involved the students choosing a product of their own choice and then finding out about it and designing a process to produce that product at scale. And for project number 2, team number 9. Come on down, team number 9. Michaela, Remington, Neil, Jiang, their project involved designing a disappearing color indicator sunscreen. And I should point out that one of them, Michaela, has a TikTok with over 100,000 views on this. Chemical engineering is as popular as ever. Congratulations, that's fantastic. Yeah. I should point out that this latter project, project number 2, also has another connection. Earlier in the year, we had the unfortunate circumstance to have Professor Jana Moranis pass away, and she did a lot of work with the cosmetics students and helped them along with a lot of that, and I think it had an influence on team number 9 as they work through that.
Congratulations again. It's so wonderful to see all of you. We have a number of student awards that many of you applied for, that were chosen by our undergraduate committee. And I'm going to start with the first 2 awards. The first is, and I just want to say the students applied for this. It was a very competitive process. We have incredible students, and are the award winners. So we decided this year for the first time to have a research award. Many of our undergraduate students do research in our department. And the research award this year goes to Wesi McGindewire. Come on up. This year, we also created a new service award, Chemical Engineering Service Award, and we had a tie this year between two students. The first one is Sham, and the second one is Catherine. If they can come up, please. These students, we really value the service that they did both in chemical engineering and outside of chemical engineering. Also, we have 3 additional student awards. The first one is Abby Kohler. She is our student marshal. She'll be leading the group tonight at graduation. Every year we also have an AICG award that comes from the National AICG group. And this year goes to Samuel Barker. And finally, this year we also had a Student Speaker Award, and you will hear from both Samuel and the student speaker, Joseph, today. And so let me introduce Joseph Nichols as our Student Speaker Award. Okay, well, don't sit down too fast, Samuel, because we're going to have you. We asked both Samuel and Joseph to say a few words to our graduating class. So I'll have you go first.
Man, is it great to finally be done with homework and exams. I'd just like to start out by thanking number 1, God, number 2, my family and my girlfriend for providing a strong support system. I would also like to thank the incredible staff and professors here for helping teach and guide me through this rigorous process. And last but not least, I would like to thank all the friends I made along the way. Without you guys, I probably would have dropped out and became a business major. On a serious note though, I'd like to talk about the greatest lesson I learned in college, and that is that hard work always pays off. I came into PSU expecting a very rude awakening trying to get good grades. I came from a very rural school with a graduating class of 66. My SAT score was average, and I only had 1 class credit for AP Bio, which I never even ended up using. Starting out in college, I promised myself up front that I would try my best, because even if I didn't achieve those great grades, I knew I could be happy that I did my best. On top of that, I apologize. After 4 years of college, I am proud to say that the worst grade I received was an A- in organic chemistry lab. On top of that, I had the opportunity to do research, be a part of AICI, and be the president of ChemiCar, a group which I actually got turned into a class that will be here next fall. Now that all sounds great, but I'm no genius, and all that didn't come easy. This entailed putting in extra hours when everybody else was out having fun. It required persistence and grit to not give up when things weren't going my way. My entire life, I've just been your average person, but I've been an average person with a relentless work ethic. So this is for everyone here today. If you have a dream or a goal in life, go pursue it. Even if you are an average person like me, it doesn't matter. Even if all the cards are stacked against you, it doesn't matter. You may have to work a lot harder than the other people to achieve the same goal, but rest assured, if you persistently put in the hours, you will get there. And once you get there, it will have a lot more meaning and significance to you than for the people that it came easy to. Ladies and gentlemen, your sons and daughters are either geniuses, have a very hard work ethic, or some mix of both, because making it through this program is no small feat. With that, you should be incredibly proud of them. Congratulations to all of the graduates. Thank you.
Okay, now I would like to introduce our student speaker, Joseph Nichols.
It's an honor to stand before you all today as the student speaker for our graduating class. I want to start with a few words to my family. Mom and Dad, thank yous will never amount to the appreciation I have for the both of you. You two have given me the world. Nicole and Elio, my sister and brother, thank you for being the role models that you are and for constantly believing in me day in and day out. I will always be chasing after the two of you. As we celebrate this occasion, I want to take a moment to reflect on our experience at Penn State and what I have learned from it. Many of us came from schools where we may have been some of the smartest in our classes. Coming into college as first-year students, all excited about starting a new chapter in our lives. But, for me, it took about a month or so before being so far away from home got really tough. Let's just say that at least in my experience, I was at my lowest point mentally by the end of our first semester here. And then, as soon as we started to settle in a little, COVID lockdown sent us all on our merry way to Zoom University. Although remote learning for our sophomore year gave me a lot of time to recharge back home, the thought of coming back for junior year really had me applying to transfer to some other schools. I was convinced chemical engineering wasn't for me, and that I would never feel like I belonged at a school this big as Penn State. I honestly couldn't even count the number of times that I was on the phone with my parents, bawling my eyes out about wanting to leave. I was considering seriously withdrawing and reapplying to go somewhere else closer to home again. Now I know you're thinking, gosh, this is depressing. It's supposed to be a graduation speech. Well, I promise you there is a happy ending. I'm here after all, so we all know how this ends. As I got used to our chemical engineering classes, I started hearing some familiar names and seeing some familiar faces that I recognized from all the creative Zoom profile pictures. And slowly but surely, being 1 in 50,000 started to feel more like 1 in 150. Getting to see everyone during office hours each week and working on our homework assignments together helped me feel like I was part of a community. Then I even started to hang out with some of those people outside of office hours as well. We would sit down and work on assignments for hours on end in CBET till it got dark outside, honestly not even thinking about how many memories we were all making together. It was almost like I saw the faces of the people sitting here in this room more than I saw my own some days. And without me even realizing what was happening, the people I would sit and work on assignments with became best friends who I spent all of my time with. My memories and feeling like I was alone, away from home, and not good enough to get into grad school started to dwindle. I got so distracted balancing going out with my friends and getting work done that I'd forgotten about transferring out of Penn State altogether. And eventually, I even found my school spirit growing, and Penn State, as well as this department, began to feel, dare I say, like home. Now, for those of you that know me, that's a very hefty statement coming out of my mouth. You all, my 3 best friends sitting in this room, and my family, are the heroes of my story. I had unknowingly established a support system for myself through you all, and I stand here today because of the support, patience, care, and love that you've all given me, and I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for everyone here. On days like this, I think it's very easy for all of us to think about our own achievements and how hard we've worked to get there. But I ask you not to forget those people who have pushed and inspired you to become the person that you are today. There are many remarkable people in this room, and I'm sure behind each one of all of us is an even more remarkable support system. Look around you today and make sure you take the time to thank those people. Whether they be in this major, family, friends from high school, the significant other, or the Willard preacher. Just think of how they have been a positive impact on your experience and story, or how we have played roles in supporting the people around us. Now, of course, within the scope of my extensive life experiences, this is all I have to offer when it comes to advice. At the beginning of my time at Penn State, I would have never imagined standing before you all today as the student speaker at our graduation. But I guess, here I am. Looking back on our journey, I realized it wasn't just about earning the elusive piece of paper that we're all here for today. It was also about finding our place in the world and discovering who we are. And I couldn't have done it without the support of you all. Finally, I want to thank you all for the honor of speaking to you today. It's been a pleasure sharing my story with all of you. I'm extremely proud of all of us and how hard we've worked and how far we've come. And I'm even more excited to see where we all go in this next chapter. So congratulations to the Penn State Chemical Engineering class of 2023.
Okay, so the next is possibly the most fun part of the day, is we've got some faculty superlatives that we're going to share. So if Mehek and Ria, are you all doing those? All right. Just give a quick second to get that here.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Mehek and I'm Natsuria, and we are the presidents for AICHE this year. AICHE is the National Chemical Engineering Organization, so we do a lot with the department and then also just with the students to try and build that community that a lot of us have talked about. So one of the fun things that we do like to do during graduation is show appreciation to all the professors that we've gotten to know. And not just being like, oh, thank you, like, we love having you as our professors, but a fun way to do it is by giving them some superlatives, because we've also gotten to know them personally and not just as our professor. So we do like to vote for some of the superlatives that we'll go through, and I think a lot of them are here, so you can also put superlatives in your face. So our first one, most snobby or stoked, is so you can come down, and then we have a little gift to give you as well.
And then for most likely to connect with you on LinkedIn, we have Monty. He's not here today, but he can connect with you if you need, so feel free to go do that later. And then for most likely to win a rap battle, we have Dr. Rio.
Alright, next up we have most likely to be called Mom and Dad, and it's our
most likely to be mistaken for a student. We've got Dr. Clark and Dr. Young.
Most likely to do the whole group project by themselves, Dr. Vogt.
And then most likely to talk about their favorite scientist the whole lecture, we have Dr. Young. He's on his way. Yeah, who's your favorite scientist? It's himself if you didn't hear that.
Most likely to give no flux is Dr. Shaky. He had a very important meeting apparently today, so he cannot be here. Next up, we have most likely to list Perry's Handbook as their favorite novel.
Next, we have the best romance. We have Dr. Volleyball and Dr.
Next up, we have funniest professor, Dr. Leo.
Next, we have most likely to survive the Chemie Hunger Games. We have Dr. Curtis.
Most likely to have their own reality TV show.
And then for our last one, we have most likely to answer students' emails at 3 a.m. We forgot to put this on the slide, but he also won drippiest outfits. That's all we have.
Thank you so much for that. That was so fun. Did we feel good about that? Wasn't that fun? Okay, it is my great privilege to introduce an alum of this department and a now friend of mine. And I'm going to read her bio, so excuse me for reading off the phone. Paula Garcia Todd has made significant contributions in drug delivery through her work at Dow, DuPont, and now IFF, International Flavors and Fragrances. She's been working there for the past 19 years. She has a variety of roles in manufacturing, research, and business, and is currently the Global Application Development and Innovation Leader at IFF Pharma Solutions. She is also very passionate about introducing STEM to children. She's developed new K-12 school programs aimed to improve understanding of the real-world applicability of STEM while changing the stereotypes of what an engineer looks like. In 2019, she was named the AAAS If Then Ambassador by the American Association for the Advancement of Science for her devoted work in STEM outreach. And as you can see up here, was featured in a life-size statue exhibit of outstanding women in STEM fields at the Smithsonian Museum in Washington, D.C. That's her in the orange. I think it's so neat. Okay. In 2020, she was named both Woman of the Year in Engineering by Women in Technology and a Community Trailblazer by Million Women Mentors. In 2021, Great Minds in STEM awarded her a Luminary Award for her work as a Latina role model in STEM. She holds a Bachelor's of Science and Master's of Science in Chemical Engineering from Penn State University. She and her husband Doug have 3 children and lives in Georgia. Isn't she impressive?
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yes. Wow, it is such an honor to be here today with all of you. Thanks so much for having me. It's great to see some of you guys. It's been forever. And honestly, congratulations on your graduation. You should be incredibly proud of yourselves. So, as a fellow engineer, I value efficiency just as much as all of you, so I'm just gonna dig right into it and tell you all the things that I've learned since my graduation 20 years ago. Number 1, in the real world, there is an actual difference between a weekday and a weekend. And fugacity is not a common topic of discussion on a Sunday afternoon. Just saying. Number 2, your sleep-deprived night studying will surprisingly prepare you for parenthood. From hoping your newborn finally sleeps to waiting all night for your teenager to come home from a party. And that is for your parents who can relate. Number 3, it's incredibly helpful to marry a fellow Nittany Lion. There are no arguments during football season, and our kids' brainwashing efforts are always aligned and in sync. And although they say curiosity killed the cat, curiosity lifted this Nittany Lion. And if there's anything that I hope that you remember 20 years from now from anything that I'm about to say, is that I hope that you channel your inner feline and always stay curious. I was born in Brazil, although my family, my parents, all my family is originally from Chile. And I was incredibly lucky to be born into a family of engineers. My grandfather, dad, uncles, brothers, all engineers, all different types. Nerd runs in my DNA. I was never asked what I wanted to be when I grew up. I was always asked what problems I wanted to fix. I'm going to take a moment to just gauge the room. Anyone else have an engineer in their family? Yeah. It's not surprising to see all the hands, right? I know for me, all these role models in my life helped me become curious about what engineering really entails. When I was a little girl, I just knew that I wanted to do something that would help people. And we really don't spend enough time talking about how engineers help all of us in improving our lives and solving global scale challenges. I thought I'd become a doctor, but honestly, I faint at the sight of blood, and my 3 kids can verify, so that was not in the cards for me. So the next best thing was going into pharmaceuticals. Now, curiosity and asking questions is what led me to chemical engineering versus going to pharmacy school, because I learned that engineering would provide me a solid foundation that would allow my career to go any direction I chose. And I really like that flexibility. See, I already see something that we have in common in this room. Because no kindergartner you talk to is going to say that chemical engineering is their dream. But somewhere along the line, you all chose to indulge in your curiosity of what engineering could bring you. What types of problems you could solve based on whatever passions you have, whether that's the environment, green energy, biotechnology, you name it. I love that all of the graduates sitting here are already very curious. So how did curiosity impact my career? Well, I started in manufacturing, very classic chemical engineering role, scaling up processes from lab to pilot scale, from pilot to commercial scale. And I recall a particular product we were working on, which was an active pharmaceutical ingredient, where we spent months and months through various technologies trying to hone in on the perfect particle size. Why? I mean, everything else about this product was perfect. Why do we have to focus on particle size so much? That question led me to my next job, where I went into formulation R&D. And I was now responsible for taking the powders that we were producing in our plants and putting them into the end products, like the medicines that you see in the pharmacy shelf. Suddenly, particle size became my world. We developed medicines that allow for sustained release of the active in the drug. And particle size is one of the critical attributes to get you there. Being inquisitive allowed me to see the bigger picture and understand it all, and then visualize how the pieces come together. What else do pharmaceutical formulators care about? What other challenges do they encounter? Those questions led me to my next role, where I spent several years traveling across the country, visiting pharmaceutical companies and troubleshooting very complex formulation challenges. I learned so much about what our customers cared about that I was then recruited into a job in marketing without a single business class under my belt. You see, engineers can do anything. I let my curiosity guide me. And as scared as I was to do something so new and foreign to me, that drive for more knowledge and better understanding how business decisions are made, how innovation programs are evaluated, how new products are launched. That drove the next decade of my career, where I had various roles in marketing, product management, strategy. And it was that variety of experiences that brought me to where I am today as a global innovation leader, where I manage a global team of scientists that collectively touch 1/3 of all oral solid medicines sold around the world. Let me take another pause. This one will be fun. Let's talk about the worst chem classes. Okay, so by show of hands, who hated material balances the most? Yeah? Thermo? What about thermo? It's okay. Listen, your grades are set and will remain unchanged. So feel free to participate. No worries. Fluid mechanics? Anyone? Wow. Okay. Now we know. All right. Whichever class you chose, let me tell you something that you should have learned in surviving it. Just because something feels hard doesn't mean you weren't meant to do it. Sure, we're all drawn to things that feel easy to us, but when we all started these Chem E classes, taking elements of calculus and physics and chemistry and mashing them up in ways we've never seen before, we've all had moments of doubt. We've all had moments where we've questioned our sanity. But in the process of pushing through, sticking through it, whether it was extra practice problems or finding the right study group, whichever strategy worked for you, struggling through a problem is when we're actually learning and growing. Although college is a roller coaster of emotions for engineering majors, you unfortunately haven't hit your hardest moments yet. You will face challenges in your career and in life, and you will experience self-doubt. Please do not take yourself out of the game. Consider every hard opportunity that comes your way with curiosity, because these are the types of experiences that are going to extend you and position you as leaders. My natural curiosity is what brought me to my next point of interest. Why aren't there more women and Latinas like me in engineering? Sure, I mean, I felt it in manufacturing floors, chemical plants, conference rooms, customer meetings. I was and still am, very often, the only woman in the room. I just accepted it as status quo until my daughter was born. And then suddenly I felt this urgency for a more equitable world. I wanted to understand why the female and underrepresented pipeline was so small and what my personal role and responsibility was in changing that trajectory. So for about 15 years, I've been volunteering and collaborating with various organizations, exploring ways to improve the experiences for women and underrepresented engineers, both as students and professionals. Studies show that companies with diversity that is more reflective of the markets which they serve tend to be more profitable and more innovative. Thus, many companies that you're headed to are going to have employee resource groups that provide support systems and communities for underrepresented colleagues. I started a group for Hispanics and Latinos because one did not exist in my company. And I'm currently the president for our women's group, where we not only find networking opportunities for women, but last year we implemented a 4-month parental leave policy for both parents as they enter their journey into parenthood. So many underrepresented engineers are never exposed to professionals who look like them, which makes it really hard for them to even imagine the possibilities of where they can take their careers. For me personally, the bulk of my mentors, sponsors, advocates, they've all been men. So everyone is accountable and responsible for supporting diversity in engineering. I hope you all consider ways to participate in these groups and activities, especially as allies and supporters. You'll find that having this interest and curiosity certainly builds empathy. The everyday work you do after graduation will probably impact large populations of people. But consider the small things that you can do to help individuals. Mentor someone, visit classrooms, even right here at Penn State. Share your experiences. Many of you raised your hands, lucky to have a role model in your life. Be that role model for somebody else. Trust me, you don't have to be an inventor with 100 patents or a CEO to be a very influential role model. You all hold that power today. You are Penn State engineers. My curiosity opened a lot of doors for me. It led me to chemical engineering. It gave me courage to try different roles and functions in my career. It drove me to be accountable and to work towards equity. And it even surprisingly brought me a statue. So please, follow your inquisitiveness that brought you to where you sit today as accomplished engineering graduates with so much to offer to this world. And please remember that the curiosity that leads to the betterment of others is the best type of curiosity you can have. And lastly, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but you know those crazy dreams you get where like all you see are like spreadsheets and numbers and calculations and like all swirling in your head? That never goes away. That is a permanent side effect of engineering school. Just kidding. Congratulations. Best wishes.
Thank you very much, Paula. So now we are going to call the names. Tonight we'll be very organized. Right now you're a blue cloud. So we would like you to line up alphabetically along the wall here. But if you are, you do not need to be lined up a mile in advance. So those of you with last names A, B, C, D, E, F, start moving. And get lined up over here. If you're close, that's good enough. We're managing traffic, so anybody who does want to sit down and take a picture of their friends and family, feel free. We'll be going alphabetically for yourself to the front. Our first graduate. All right, we're going to call out names. Thank you. Our first graduate, Jade Abu Zaki. Nathaniel Abrams. Shannon Adams. Khalid Al-Adwani. Mohammed Al-Hashmi. Aman Ali. Mohammed Shamiri. Sanyam Aurora. Justin Aubrey. Shane Dalgovitz. Michaela Polak. Samuel Parker. Michael Battisti. Tristan Beam. Evan Puckett. Leah Bowden. Margaret Boyajian. Evan Brahmoui. Daniel August Brown. Kayla Brown. Preston Brubaker. Damanio. Thomas Butts. Catherine Kavanaugh. Megan Trisulo. Matthew Cohen. Peyton Collier. Regis Colwell. Caitlin Collier. Remington Cord. Patrick Coughlin. Evelyn Braddock. Vincent Damanio. Shamhabi Dada Chowdhury. Daniela Devacaro. Madison DeVries. Jeff P. Francesco. Hi, Dewan. Hayden Drake. Corinne Drew. Ryan Dupuy. Ali Esmael. Eric Farabal. Brennan Ferrand. Eileen Fang. Anthony Fontana. Connor Ford. Ethan Fortuna. Will Louisa. Faith Hansen. Tyler Hausman. Zaiming He. Justin Hollerich. Michael Hook. Courtney Borchardt. Ria Jiang. Jacqueline Kogler. Jessica Kogler. Thaddeus Cole. Abby Kohler. Sean McConey. Jiang Lee. Bryce Whitey. Matthew Lewis. Lauren Ludwikowski. Raed Makin. Walker Martin. Brian Mazak. Melissa Metzger. Corbin Meyer. Cole Miklos. Wesley Makandawire. Bryson Morgan. Sean Murphy. Joseph Nichols. Gregory O'Connor. Eric Olden. Zachary Osmond. Sanjun Khan. Wei Pei. Carter Petrosky. Gautam Tharavarthi. Joseph Razon. Nicholas Ragone. Eric Sarbacker. Allison Sassano. Jack Scagno. Mahek Shah. Caleb Scherer. Michael Chanot. Dharmisha Sivanesan. Noah South. Nicholas Vitale. George Stoshkovich. Cole Thomas. Michael Trainer. Ryan Troutman. Bailey Vetter. Jessica Victor. Logan Vogelsong. Chloe Walko. Zichao Wang. Alex Wee. Philip Wells. Julia Wharton. Grace Whipke. Alexa Wienshakov. Jada Woods. Joyce Yin. Shreya Hubia. Congratulations to all of our graduates.
Okay, everybody, you really didn't think you were going to leave without me saying something, did you? I just want to thank everyone who came here today to support these incredible graduates. And you've heard this many times today, that this has not been an easy journey for them. And I know those of you who are here to support them know that, because you probably got the phone calls that said, I don't know if I'm going to make it, and I'm not sure this time either. But I want to let you know that here they are, and I want to let the graduates know, here you are. You have made it. And I know that some of you walked across that finish line with your hands held high in victory, and some of you crawled across with bloody knees and bloody elbows, gasping for breath. But no matter how you did it, you have made it. And I would like you to stand up and let us congratulate you.